Shadow of Kraw, Episode 13, Ghosts in the Hallway, presented by Raw20.
It, they seem to be getting closer. Hide amongst the corpses. And I lie down next to a corpse, playing dead.
Okay, Reek, you're playing dead. Everyone else, what are you guys doing?
Well, now I'm visibly disgusted because he's lying down in this nastiness. But
I haven't given up on my spell, so I just keep trying to cast.
I stand in between the doorway and Momexius to try to protect his spell.
Yorm goes to the side of the doorway where the like just on the side of the doorway, and he kind of leans up against the wall and he pulls his great axe out, and he's like, "I don't know what that is, but doesn't really matter. If it's in this place, it's probably not too kind. I'm gonna get ready." And he's ready. He's taking a ready action to attack something if it becomes hostile towards you guys.
As do I.
Another minute passes and it gets louder. And at this point, you can actually clearly start to hear it. It's like, what is that? I hear that sound. Some nonsense. Let's go see what it is. And as you're approaching, or as this sound is approaching you guys, louder and louder, eventually is revealed. This small figure starts to pop out of the doorway. And the light starts to shine on his face. Kind of looks like a dwarf, but it's not any dwarf you've ever seen. He's kind of bluish. And he's got these sort of soulless eyes. And he points at Momexius, who's casting, and he speaks to him in Dwarven. He goes, "Oi, what the fuck do you think you're doing?"
Does anybody answer for me while I continue chanting?
You're the only one who speaks Dwarvish, but you're also behind me.
That's true. Do you answer him in common?
You don't understand what he's saying. You're the only one who understands what he's saying.
Well, I know, but if someone's casting a spell and someone's yelling at them, you might try to talk to them, is what I'm asking. And be
sure.
like, hi,
Are any of you trying to react to this?
If no one says anything, I'll interrupt my cast and like respond.
You shouldn't.
But...
I'm going to point back and I'm like, I have no idea what you're saying.
And that's what you're gonna say. Another one pops out from the side, and it goes, "You understand this, Momexius, but the others don't. He goes, stop what you're fucking doing right now, or I swear I'll gut you right here." And he pulls out a javelin, and he's getting ready to like shoot it at you.
All right, I stop the cast. I get up very calmly, and then I throw an ice knife at them.
All right, roll. Okay, roll your attack.
Okay.
And everybody...
at a second level, by the way. So I'm going to go ahead and roll to hit.
They got to roll dex saves, right?
Yeah, they're going to have to roll dex saves. So I throw it at whichever one is closest to me, miss wildly, and then they both do dex saves.
All right, so you crit failed, so obviously you're not having a good time. In fact, one of them crit their save.
Oh my god, this is not starting well.
So you throw this ice knife completely out of nowhere without pretty much saying anything, and this guy, the one in front, not the one that's readying his javelin, he sees it coming from a mile away. He pulls his ally out of the way, and they both like jump to the side, and he screams out in Dwarvish, "You're fucking crazy, aren't you? I'll fucking teach you what to do. You bastard.
You're the one who threatened me first.
I told you to stop what you're doing." This is all in Dwarven. Like, none of you know what the fuck's going on.
You didn't even know what I was doing. All I was doing was trying to detect any magic in here.
At this point, everyone roll initiative because you've become hostile towards these things.
Does that mean we get to attack?
Nice.
No, you guys don't get to attack. You get to roll initiatives. 24?
Even for a ready action?
He dived out of the way. He's not in the doorway anymore. So what are you attacking? He was just posturing. He's kind of bluffing, but at this point, ice knife. Ice knife, ice knife. Everyone roll an ice knife.
I can't believe I rolled a crit fail on that.
I mean, at second level too. Like,
What a
oh,
waste.
oosh, Eve. So Reek is just 24 right here. But are you still? Tell me, are you still hiding amongst the bodies?
Yes, I am.
All right. What about Atherin? What did you roll?
12.
12. And Momexius?
I had 6.
Damn, guys.
I know my rolls, man.
Like, what's happening right now? Luckily, one of them did roll worse than you guys.
Oh, lovely.
One of them. Ice knife, ice knife. Get your ice knife on.
Ice knife. Gotta get your ice
So-
knife on.
Reek, you're definitely going to be first at this point. What would you like to do, considering that you're hiding a little bit?
So I would like to know, where am I in relation to where they are and where my friends are?
Okay, So basically, you're currently laying on the floor, trying to be a dead body, and the other two are not even like you can't even see them anymore because one of the guys pulled the other guy out of the way and literally just jumped back into the room onto the side so that you can't even see them. But in terms of distance, if they're about 30 feet away from you, Atherin is a little bit closer because he's in between. So Atherin's about 25 feet. And then the closest one would be Yorm, who's 15 feet away from them. And then you have Momexius, who's, I guess, about 5-10 feet away from Atherin.
Yeah, I would say about that.
So he's about like 35. So you're about 35, both of you and Momexius at this point.
So I can't see them because they went back into the hallway, correct?
Exactly.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stealthily walk over to the side of the door, basically
Sorry.
like the side of the like right before the hallway, just on the side, and just like stay there and take a ready action to attack as soon as he,
So roll a
comes out.
stealth.
Yep.
Because so far y'all have been noisy as hell.
15.
15. So you're stealthy enough. You managed to basically move next to Yorm, I'm assuming, on the wall.
So I was thinking Yorm was like on the other side of the hallway, or is he on our side?
Okay, so you're each on one side now. And what else are you gonna do? Take a ready action?
I take a ready action to attack with my fire stick as soon as they come through the door.
All right, so you take that ready action. Next up is one of the Draugrs, and he is speaking still in Dwarvish. He's like, "You're a fucking dead man, I swear." And then out of nowhere, he starts to get larger. As he's stepping through the doorway, he starts to get larger. So you guys can make an attack, both you and Yorm, and
All right.
Atherin, because I'm assuming Atherin had like a ready action this whole time.
Well, yeah, essentially.
Do
Since he's hostile now.
do we surprise him in any way? Like, can we get advantage on it, or?
No, he's not surprised because he knows all you guys are there, and he honestly
Well,
doesn't.
he doesn't
care.
know Reek's there.
Yeah, he didn't know me. I was hiding amongst the bodies, and then I snuck over.
I'm gonna say that he doesn't know that Reek's there, but he knows that Yorm is there because I rolled a stealth for Yorm and he just didn't pass it.
Okay.
But Reek, you got a pretty decent stealth, so I'm gonna say he doesn't know that you're there, so you can roll an attack with advantage.
All
But
right.
the rest of you, he's clearly seen Atherin, so he's gonna just know that you're there.
All right. 24.
24 does hit.
So I use 3 AE in my attack,
Okay.
doing extra fire damage, and for where the fire damage is directed to, I direct it into the hallway to perhaps hit his ally that I presume is
He's-
behind him.
So at this point, as he started stepping through the hallway, he started getting larger, so large to the point that he's actually bigger than the door at this point.
Okay.
So you're pretty much going to be hitting him. How much damage do you do?
29 damage.
29 damage.
Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
Okay.
He does not catch on fire.
All right.
But this huge explosion appears at his middle, and he reels back slightly from it. Yorm is going to make an attack as well. He does hit as he enters a rage. It's pretty dry with the damage, though. So both of you try to coordinate your attacks. Reek and Yorm, followed up by Atherin, who throws a chakram, but it just goes wide. It doesn't hit anything. The explosion kind of like startles you a bit as you're trying to make your attack. You just weren't ready for the huge explosion that just occurred. And Yorm just kind of cleaves down, hits the Draugr on the side. And now it's the Draugr's finally his turn after all your attacks. And he goes, "You fucking cowards." And he goes and he makes an attack against Reek with his war pick.
Bring it on.
And he hits you,
Shit.
doing a total of 27 damage to you.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ah, ah.
Hits you with this war pick, and you just oof. He gets you straight in the center, and even as he's enlarging, even his war pick increases in size. So he's like bigger than large at this point. He's like towering over even Yorm at this point. Next up is Atherin.
Okay. So now I can do my actual attacks. I'm going to.
Yes.
Oh, so with my bonus action, I'm casting Hex on the big dude.
Okay.
So, like, does it say what happens?
Sorry.
Just be
Atherin.
clear, Reek. How much HP do you have right now, Reek?
I have 4 HP. Also, was I able to figure out his weaknesses through my attack, through my scientific understanding?
Roll an intelligence.
I crit.
Wow.
Yeah. He has a damage resistance to poison and no weaknesses.
Okay.
But now you have advantage against any attack you make against him.
Right.
And you do an extra d6 damage.
Nice.
Those of you that are curious, could you tell them what that is? Why we're doing that?
That is scientific understanding. It's part of the alchemy class, a homebrew class made by the player Molmexius, Jesse.
Hey yo.
And they're going to be linked in a description if you want to take a look at it. And basically what scientific understanding does is if I'm able to hit an enemy with a melee attack, I am able to perceive its weaknesses, giving me advantage on the attack and allowing me to get a bit of extra damage in the form of a d6. Extra damage that goes up when you reach higher levels in the class.
Oh, yeah. So, Atherin, you're hexing this thing?
Yeah.
So,
So
you managed
yeah.
to cast
So
hex on him.
the ability score that I choose is dexterity. So he has disadvantage on any dex saves.
Okay.
And if I connect blows, I don't know if that works for everyone else, but he takes a d6 of necrotic damage, and I'm going to swing a chakram at him.
Go ahead. Do your attack.
The chakram unfortunately misses.
So your chakram, although you swing it at him, he bats it away with his war pick. And he starts staring at you intently with these cold eyes. Next up, Molmexius.
As I see this guy growing larger, I'm just like, you think you scare me? And as I say that, this like spectral bear spirit emerges from me, and it's like roaring. I'm using my bonus action to use Spirit Totem. So all of you guys get 9 temporary hit points, including me. And then I'm going to use my action to wild shape into a giant goat.
All right, so you turn into this wild goat. This bear totem spirit appears out of nowhere, bolstering all of your allies. Next up is Yorm. He's in this holy rage, and he's screaming, "I'll kill you!" And as he goes to make an attack with his axe, unfortunately, the Draugr bats it away with his war pick. In the back, the other Draugr also starts to get larger. This other Draugr also starts to get large. As you can see, like a shape starts to get bigger in the back through the shadows, and this javelin comes piercing through and attempts to attack Molmexius. Does he hit? Yes, he does hit. So this giant javelin pierces you, dealing a total of 20 damage to you.
Got.
I have a question.
All right, that'll go through my temporary hit points first, right? So
Yes. Yes.
I am still in goat form.
What's
Quick
your question?
Where is the javelin thrower?
He's like, now he's pretty much right next to the other guy. One guy, it's hard to describe, but like one guy's through the door, the other guy's like poking out the door. So like half of him is out through the door and the other half of him is in the door. It's kind of an awkward position to be in for him.
No, it's just
But-
because the first guy was bigger than the doorway. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, but he's not like covering the whole doorway. He's
Okay.
just outside the doorway. But he's bigger, definitely bigger than the doorway. He's towering over you guys. The other guy has to dip down. Like he has to literally like crouch almost and then get
Okay.
through the doorway to toss his javelin. Yeah. So at this point, Reek, you're up next.
Having received a near fatal blow, I decided that I need to end this quickly, and I'm gonna try and use the rest of the alchemic energy that I have to hit both of them with my fiery fire stick.
Okay. Make an attack.
It's 25 hits.
25 hits, yes.
Perfect.
39 damage.
Actually, that's 42.
So 42 damage. So the one that hits you flat out gets incinerated. The other one makes a dex save and takes half the damage because he passed. And he's already looking scorched as well.
The big one is
God
gone?
damn.
The one in the front that hit him originally, they're both large now. But the one in the front that hit him originally has been completely like incinerated.
Okay.
His
So that
body
means
is
his friend is now hexed because he died before hex finished.
that's fine.
Nice.
As my free action after having done this, I say, "Fear my fire!"
Yeah, my fire. All right. Well, Atherin, you're up next.
Okay, I'm gonna try to actually hit this time. I'm gonna make 2 chakram attacks on the cursed person.
Yep.
Does a
How many AE did you use?
I used 5 in that attack, which was the rest of my AE.
Okay, so the other one catches on fire. So he's gonna take 5d4 next when his turn starts.
Nice.
Oh my
so
god.
does a 25 or an 18 hit?
They both hit.
Perfect. So let me roll all this noise.
If you do more than 20 damage, let me know.
I shall indeed.
But I think either way, your intent to end this quickly is gonna be
Yes, I do more than 20 damage.
great. So describe how you kill the second one.
Well, the first chakram goes and opens a wound, poisoning him. The second chakram goes into that wound, and then the necrotic damage drains his life force, and he's gone.
Oh, okay. And he just, as he collapses to the ground, you couldn't even see this because the other one got incinerated. But as he collapses to the ground, his form changes back to the original form, so he like starts to shrink, and he just like falls to the ground dead. Blood splattered all over the place, ash everywhere. He's like partially on fire as well.
When I catch my chakrams, I'm like, oh, I actually hit.
Oof. Great, you guys managed to kill these 2 Draugr, which you can now understand are Draugr because of your scientific knowledge, Reek. They're closely related to the dwarves, but they're normally they're normally not that great in terms of like personality. They're very territorial.
I walk up to the second one as a giant goat and use my rear hooves to just smash his head in.
Oh,
Okay, you do so. His head goes everywhere, like shattered skull, just literally flies around.
And then I transform back into myself.
Whew.
I use my torch as support as I kneel over to the floor and put my hand on the wound inflicted by the great pick he had. Feeling quite weak.
I dash over to Reek, and I'm gonna use one of my second last spell slot to cast Healing Touch. I think that's the one I have. Let me see. Healing Word. So I will give you a D4 plus some HP of health back.
All right. I like Jesse. Highs or low?
Highs.
Great. Okay. Good.
Reek, you get 8 health back.
Oh, thank you, Atherin. Thank you. Much better.
It seems calmer in here. Almost eerily calm now. The hall is quiet. Eerily quiet. Almost too quiet. All you
Right.
hear is the slight rustle of the wind as it passes through the doors into the hall.
I'm gonna try this one more time, and I start ritual casting detect magic again.
I closed the door that they opened.
You close the door?
Yeah.
Okay, close the door.
How long does the temporary HP last, Jesse?
1 minute, I
Um,
believe.
It doesn't specify. I think it just lasts until you lose it.
All right.
Okay.
We'll get more. We'll get onto
Okay.
that later. So you start ritually casting, and you're able to do so. You spend 10 minutes sitting there chanting. And what's the range of this thing? I guess it doesn't matter. What are you looking for specifically in terms of detect magic?
Well, I'm just gonna walk around. Like once it's cast, it lasts for 10 minutes, as long as I keep up concentration. So I'm just gonna walk around the room. If anything has any magic in it, it'll glow an aura, and will learn the school of magic, if any.
So you definitely learn that the crown itself has some kind of magic on it. You're not able to discern the school that it's from. And you could also detect another source of magic coming from like the would-be king that's there, or a skeleton at least. But
Right,
you're also
well-
not really able to discern what exactly it is.
I call out to the party, I'm like, there's some kind of magic coming from the crown. Should I try and remove it?
What if it's cast?
Yes, that is a concern. On the other hand, it could also be powerful. Maybe it could help us in our adventures.
Indeed. Only we could test it somehow.
Well, I think I'm just gonna go for it. And I start to reach out to grab the crown.
You reach out to grab the crown. So
Yeah.
as you touch the crown, the very instant that you touch the crown, make a wisdom save.
Wisdom, alright. That's my save.
That's your main stat.
Yeah. And I roll like garbage. Total of 11.
Oh dear.
You can choose
Yeah.
to roll that if you wish to do so with your boon. If you do not wish to do so, that's fine as well.
I do wish to do so. I'm going to go ahead and try one more time.
You get to reroll with advantage.
Great, because that still wasn't amazing. Oh my god. Alright, so 14.
14 is enough.
Oh, thank god.
As you touch this crown, you feel strange energy lash out at you, pulsating through you, but you're able to resist it. Feels like a cold chill. At the very instant that you touch the crown, at the same time, the doors in the front that were originally opened by you guys slam shut. and you start hearing voices in Dwarven, and they're saying, "How dare you touch my crown? How dare you enter these halls?" And as you hear this, you start seeing these specters floating through the walls, up from the ground, one from the ceiling. Roll initiative.